Hey guys, Chad here from Sear Reviews. We're going to be doing a little bit something different today. I have a Mark 77 22 here from Ruger that is actually on loan to us. We're going to be trying to replace the Sear with a Volquartsen target sear. Now what this Volquartsen target sear is supposed to do is it is supposed to lighten the trigger and make it more crisp. Right now the trigger is kind of heavy, and this is a M77, like I said. This is a walnut stock. Really nice gun. Very expensive. We've already pulled the bolt from the gun, and what I've done is I've already removed the bottom screw right there. Okay, you guys, so you pull up the trigger group and you want to remove that, and this whole piece comes out, the whole trigger guard, and it's where your mag seats. Right there. Go ahead and set that to the side. And now what you want to do is you also want to remove this screw over here. And let's go ahead and set this so that we can actually get into the trigger. Go ahead and pull this piece. Now, some of the screws may be kind of difficult to get into. It shouldn't be too bad. Then this piece comes off. You go ahead and set that to the side. And now, if I'm not mistaken, there you go, the whole stock comes off. Let's go ahead and set the stock to the side, guys. And like I said, what you're trying to get to is the trigger grouping, which is right here. It just has a simple pin right here. I don't know if you guys can see that on the trigger. Pin is right there. What you want to go ahead and do is push that pin out. Okay, and as you guys can see, the whole trigger comes up with the spring. So there is the spring. Now the spring sits inside on that little nub on the trigger, and we'll try to show you that in a little bit. Once we get this all fixed. There's another pin, guys, right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it sits right there. And that is holding in the sear. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to push this pin out as well. And the sear should fall free. I'm going to see if I can work it out through the top of the gun. So as you guys can see, we're going to try to get it out through the top. Oh, and there we go. It actually fell out through the bottom. So that is the old sear. Now this piece at the top is actually what engages the bolt and releases on the bolt. So let's go ahead and let's put that aside. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up the Volquartsen kit. And the Volquartsen kit for the target sear comes with the new sear, which is going to be installed like that, and a new spring. So you're not going to have to use this old spring or the old sear, and I recommend putting those to the side where they're not going to get mixed up. So what you want to do now, guys, is you want to go ahead and drop in the sear. So let's see if I can do that with you guys watching. So you're going to want to stick the sear in like that. And it just kind of drops in. Remember, like what I said, when you do that, remember that's the part that engages, if you can see it right there, that's the part that engages the bolt. So go ahead and stick the new sear in. What you're going to want to do is line it up so you can get the pin back in. Don't lose your pins. What you can do is you can actually hold the sear like that. And we'll show you guys this real quick. I'm actually holding the sear in my finger up in the air while I push that pin back in, that lateral pin. So let's get that guy to go back all the way. And the sear should just drop. So it should be sitting just like that. Pins in, new sear has been replaced. Now remember your trigger, you want to make sure you just pay attention to the orientation. The trigger itself is going to slip in with the spring. So you're going to want to stick your new spring onto the little nub right here. Okay? If you guys can see that, you can also stick it into the nub on the trigger first if you want and see how well that works. Let's go ahead and let's stick in the new trigger, or I mean, sorry, the original trigger, the new Sear. That literally just slipped right on. Go ahead and push it down, and you want to go ahead and grab the pin and put the pin back into the trigger. Okay. Everything looks good. There it is, guys. That's the full replacement. It's very easy to do. So basically you just push 2 pins out, push the pin out for the trigger, trigger comes out, remove the old pieces, push the pin out for the Sear, Sear comes out, put the new Sear in, put the pin in, put the spring back in the trigger, drop the trigger in, and put the pin back in the trigger. You're done. Let's go ahead and let's put this guy back together. Here is the walnut stock. Let's get everything lined up accordingly. Make sure. Okay. And you want to go ahead and start putting pieces back together. So remember, you remove this, it looks like when the mag holder, and it actually holds the gun onto the stock. Go ahead and get that guy screwed back in. Now the whole reason why we're replacing the target Sear on this weapon is the complaint from the owner. He was saying that the trigger pull is kind of heavy. Now when you install the trigger guard, guys, you want to install it at an angle. And it actually has some spots you can actually look and see. You guys can see the little nubs right here. They actually go into specific sockets. So it actually rocks open and closed, and you want to go ahead and rock that down and closed. Go and push that back into the stock. Let's go ahead and replace the screw. Alright, let's go get this guy tightened in there. Okay, then that is it as far as getting it back to the stock. Let's go ahead and try it. I'm going to go ahead and replace the bolt. And let's do that with this hand. Okay, let's go ahead and charge the weapon. Feels a little bit better. It's a lot crisper than it was. I know some of the people had said it's dropping the trigger poundage to about 2 pounds. That to me though is probably 3.5 to 4 pound trigger. A lot crisper though. And what I would probably end up recommending to do too, guys, is to take back out the bolt and just put a drop of oil onto that Sear area, make sure it's all lubricated up. So that's how you guys replace the Sear on a Mark 77-22. If you have any questions regarding that, feel free to ask. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And again, you guys, thanks a lot for watching. We really appreciate it. This is Chad from Sear Reviews. Have a good day.